This is Bodh Gaya, a village in the state of Bihar in India, in the east near the border with Nepal. It is one of Buddhism's most important historical sites. It is here that the Buddha became enlightened after meditating under the Bodhi tree. Each year around January, the Dalai Lama comes to Bodh Gaya for a few weeks. Buddhists from Tibet, Nepal, India, and from all over the world come here to listen to his teachings. This year the Dalai Lama arrived here only to announce that he was ill and that he would not be able to give the promised Kalachakra initiation. Instead, we attended these ceremonies held to pray for his long life and health. This ceremony is known as a long life puja or prayer. Puja in Sanskrit means a flower, and the use of the word comes from a symbolic gesture that the Buddha made when, instead of speaking, he held up a flower and one of his followers became enlightened. The ceremony brings down the blessings of the divinity upon the devotees. It is considered an active force which transforms those taking part, so that the power of the awakened spirit enters their consciousness. The mudras, or hand gestures, are mystical accompaniments to the incantations. This journey is not just here in Bodh Gaya, it is also my personal journey. It is when thinking comes to an end and making distinctions ceases. When wrong views and ideas disappear of themselves without having to be driven forth. When without being sought, the true action and the true impulse appear of themselves. It is when one can know the truth of the heart.
Bodh Gaya is packed with searchers right now, people who came for the Kalachakra initiation. It's a beautiful time, it's very, very busy and hectic, but a very holy place. It's on the streets of Bodh Gaya where the main form of transport are the many, many rickshaws and everybody on bicycles. You've really got to watch where you're going because you might just get hit by one of them. Vegetable momos, one of our favorite little snacks.
A sadhu, or a holy man, offers to give me a mark on my temple as a blessing. As well as a pat on the head for being so cooperative.
This is Chanky, who just had lunch at his restaurant in Bodh Gaya. The best food I've had since I've been here. Thank you. Behind me, the Tibetan refugee market, which you'll see on the sign. Instead of Bodh Gaya, it's called Buddha Gaya.
Although most people are here to seek spiritual enlightenment, some are here just for the shopping. And with markets as extensive as these, it's easy to get lost, but definitely worth a browse since there is so much to choose from. Along with everything else, there's a doctor. That is, if you don't mind having your consultation on the pavement. And while you're at it, you may as well have your linen ironed.
Pature! Yum! Pature! Delicious! Hot! Wow! Full of saturated fats. discovered that Buddha is actually alive and living and running a travel agency in Bodh Gaya.
This stall is run by Tibetan Buddhists, and the paintings on sale are known as tankas. Some are Tibetan Buddhist deities. Others are mandalas, which are intricate geometrical patterns used in meditation.
This is the Bhutanese temple today, which unfortunately has been closed in protest to the rise in the electricity rates. A beautiful temple we really wanted to see. But as you see from the sign here, they're closed against higher tariff of electricity. This is the great Buddha statue, which unfortunately again is closed due to the electricity problem.
This statue is an amazing 60 feet high and was built by Japanese Buddhists.
This is a beautiful, beautiful Tibetan temple.
Fortunately, it was open and we were invited in. A couple questions, Rinpoche?
Yes.
When did you build this temple? In 82. Right. And you just do ceremonies here and pujas? Yes.
Every winter.
Every winter.
Ceremony.
Right. And in summer, where are you?
Summer, Nepal, India, Tibet.
Right.
Sometimes America, sometimes Europe.
Really, you travel
Travel.
to give teachings and really lovely. The carvings and paintings are very ornate. Some of the figures are quite fierce and are meant as protectors against evil. This picture depicts the evil forces that tempted the Buddha while he was meditating just before enlightenment. Before enlightenment, the Buddha was an ascetic, and here is the maiden who offered him a bowl of rice to break his 30-day fast.
Lining the streets all the way up to the Bodhi tree where Buddha attained enlightenment are hundreds and hundreds of beggars, families, mothers and children mostly, asking for money. It's a terribly tragic situation, but a part of the reality of life here in India.
Getting up to the temple is quite a business, as the streets are all swamped by people who have come here for the Kalachakra initiation.
This is the main temple where the Bodhi tree is, where Buddha attained enlightenment.
It was built in the 6th century AD on the site of a previous temple built by the great king Ashoka, who promoted Buddhism throughout what is present-day India. It is fascinating to watch the people that come here and visit the temple. They come from all over the world, different cultures and races, all united in their belief in Buddhism. Both old and young can be seen strolling along the seemingly endless stairways and walkways in the temple.
People have been asked to light a candle to pray for the Dalai Lama's health, who was taken ill prior to giving the Kalachakra initiation. Monks and nuns and visitors from all over the world are helping to clean up the main temple after the celebration that occurred over the last 10 days.
Cleaning the temple is also considered a type of meditation. Prostrations are a way of showing devotion. They help discipline the mind and prepare it for meditation.
Inside this temple is a statue of a golden Buddha.
This Buddha is believed to have been made in the 6th century AD.
These jewels symbolize wisdom. In Buddhism, Dharma, the truth, the Sangha, the community, and Buddha, the teacher, are compared to precious jewels, which help on the path to enlightenment. This is the main temple where the Bodhi tree is located. A sapling from the original Bodhi tree was taken to Sri Lanka in the 3rd century AD, and this is a descendant of that Bodhi tree. Buddhism teaches that we should seek for our happiness and that of all sentient beings, and we should not harm any living thing. This gorgeous little squirrel is totally unafraid in the company of Buddhists who have come to meditate here under the Bodhi tree. Under the Bodhi tree where the Buddha attained enlightenment, I achieved a moment of calm abiding that I will always remember. Like every sentient being that has senses and feels, I, of course, want to attain happiness. The Buddha taught that this is a noble and just pursuit. People hang silk scarves in the Bodhi tree as a sign of devotion. Another way of showing devotion is to walk around the stupa 7 times in a clockwise direction.
I listen to the soundless. I see the formless. Like my heart beats and my lungs breathe, my life proceeds perfectly. There is no gain in following paths taught by others. I can learn from them, but eventually I must realize emptiness on my own. These monks and nuns have taken the Bodhisattva vows. I will strive to develop generosity, self-discipline, patience, enthusiasm, concentration, and wisdom. I will forsake desire. I will respect elders. I will answer those who ask questions. I will give the Dharma to those who wish to learn. I will seek means for gaining absorbed concentration. I will savor the taste of bliss from gaining mental stability. I will help those in need. I will serve the sick. I will attend to alleviate suffering. For as long as space endures, and for as long as living beings remain, until then, may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. When the mind is peaceful, so is my spirit. When understanding is gained, there is nothing left to think about. How peaceful it is, like the beginning of heaven and earth. From nothingness, everything arises. Nothing exists on its own. Everything, except pure consciousness, has a dependent arising. There is nothing to learn, there is nothing to do except becoming nothing, and at the same time, everything. To lose the self and become one with everything. I feared I would be forever lost, but nothing can destroy or stain pure consciousness. When the mist cleared suddenly, I was totally awake. By day the sun shines, by night the moon. Day and night, he who is awake shines in the radiance of the Spirit.
Very, very happy to have this opportunity to talk with you as a human brothers sisters. Although I have nothing special, just the ordinary human experiences. However, perhaps I think with help of Buddhist training, there's some, I think, little experience which very helpful to, I say, in day-to-day life, to keep calm mind. So firstly, I feel the learning from some other religious tradition is sometimes very useful, to helpful. Because, you see, unless we know the value of other tradition, it's difficult to develop respect. But basically, I always telling my Western friends, it is better to keep your own tradition. Changing religion not easy, and sometimes it may cause some more confusion. Therefore, it is better, you see, to keep your own tradition, including your own religious faith. Then here I want to say, those individuals who really feel Buddhist approach is more effective, more suitable, according to one's own mental disposition, then in that case, please think thoroughly. And then once you fully convinced the Buddhist way of approach is really effective, suitable, but then it is individual right to follow Buddhist tradition.